Modern games look better than ever. Ultra-realistic graphics, 4K textures, photogrammetry, facial animation is so lifelike you'd swear it's a movie. But despite all this eye candy, something doesn't click. Why is it that some of the most memorable games of all time have such simple graphics? And more importantly, are graphics enough to make a good video game? Let's break it down. The illusion of visual fidelity. Let's start with the misconception that high quality graphics equals high quality game. It makes sense on the surface, better tech, better visuals, better experience, right? But visual fidelity doesn't always translate to depth. The Order 1886 was one of the best looking games of its time, but players criticized it for being short, overly linear, and more of a tech demo than a full game. Meanwhile, Stardew Valley, a game built by one person with simple pixel art, became a global phenomenon. Why? Because it had heart, it had soul, it had gameplay that resonated. When we judge a game solely by how it looks, we fall into the same trap Hollywood did with CGI. Start prioritizing flash over feeling, and that's how we get beautiful but soulless experiences. The gameplay core. Some of the most beloved games today don't look realistic at all. Celeste is a pixel-perfect platformer that's more about feeling than looking. Every dash, every jump is carefully tuned to perfection. Meanwhile, Hades delivers fast-paced, satisfying combat paired with rich narrative, all with a stylized art direction instead of realism. Compare that to many modern open-world games where the combat feels floaty or the gameplay loop becomes repetitive. Yes, the world may look stunning, but once that novelty wears off, there's nothing left. Games are at their core about interaction, about input and feedback. No visual upgrade can fix a shallow gameplay loop. Emotional connection through art, not realism. Let's talk about emotion. Something games do uniquely well. You're not just watching characters, you're living as them, making decisions, building relationships, experiencing their pain, joy, fear, and triumph. Some of the most emotionally resonant games in history didn't rely on photorealism. To the Moon, a 16-bit style RPG maker game made thousands of players cry. Why? Because it focused on story, music, and pacing. Undertale made people reflect on morality, connection, and consequences using stick figure sprites. It's not about realism, it's about resonance, about how a game's mechanics, narrative, and presentation comes together to make you feel something. Don't get me wrong, realistic visuals might help, they're not a requirement, and they're certainly not a guarantee. When graphics hurt the game. And here's the dark side of chasing graphics: performance issues, delays, broken launches. Pushing the limits of visual fidelity often comes at the expense of optimization. Developers are pressured to ship games that meet impossible graphical standards, and players pay the price. Cyberpunk 2077 launched with breathtaking cityscapes, but also game-breaking bugs and performance issues across platforms. Jedi Survival looked great when it wasn't chugging at 15 frames per second on high-end rigs. Forspoken's animations felt janky despite flash effects. All of these games spent years hyping their visual tech but stumbled on basics. When realism is prioritized over polish, or when too many resources are poured into graphics instead of gameplay, games suffer. Remember, a beautiful game isn't enjoyable if it crashes constantly or plays like molasses. Style over realism. Some games age gracefully, others don't. Why? Because style beats realism. Cuphead shows hand-drawn 1930s animation. Persona 5 made menus a work of art. Okami turned brushstrokes into combat. These games have unforgettable visual identities because they lean into artistic direction, not technological prowess. Meanwhile, many realistic games start to look outdated within a few years. What looked amazing in 2015 may look bland in 2025. But Wind Waker, Hollow Knight, these games still shine because they had a clear and bold style. You don't need 8K textures to be beautiful, you need identity, you need cohesion, you need vision. The exceptions that prove the rule. Let's be fair, there are games that uses graphics the right way, but the visuals serve the story, enhance gameplay, and build immersion. God of War 2018 uses visuals to make Kratos' world feel real, brutal, and emotional. Ghost of Tsushima turns exploration into a painting, guiding players with wind and light instead of words. The Last of Us Part 2 builds dread and intimacy with its facial animations and environments. Red Dead Redemption 2 makes every sunlight feel like a painting, and uses that beauty to tell a tale of loss and decay. The key here, these games don't rely on graphics, they complement them with tight design, strong narrative and engaging gameplay. And that's what makes them special. So, what makes a great game? It's not just graphics, it's not just gameplay, it's the whole, the soul, the why behind it all. Great games are made with intention. They know what they want to be and they deliver that with confidence. Whether it's a 2-hour story, a 100-hour sandbox, or a one-mechanic arcade game. Minecraft didn't need realism, Hollow Knight didn't need voice acting, and Stardew Valley didn't need 3D models. What they needed and what they had was heart. And that's something no graphics engine can fake. Graphics are the spice, not the meal. They can elevate a game, but they can't carry it. What we remember most about games isn't always how they looked, but it's how they made us feel. So I'll ask you this, what's the game that didn't have amazing graphics but left a permanent mark on you? Leave your answer in the comments down below. Let's celebrate the games that get it right. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to Silver's Edge and ring the bell for more deep dives into the soul of video games. Until next time, stay silver.